Good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Lin, and I'm here to talk about why kids shouldn't play tackle football until high school. So I played football for 6 years, and I've been around youth football for 4 years, and I've coached them. I've just watched a lot of the games, and I've seen a lot of problems going around when I was watching and when I was coaching them. And in this speech, I'll be talking about some of the problems I've seen, some solutions that could help, and then I'll be talking about if the solutions are implemented, how the future look like. So tackle football is one of the most popular sports in America. Like over 1 million people play it, from like third graders to the NFL pros. But I think like it shouldn't be played until high school because of these reasons. The first reason is that kids don't know proper technique. Like when I was coaching them, we would teach them like how to tackle and all that, but they wouldn't remember anything. And over in Oregon, like the lowest age you can play football is 3rd grade, and I feel like that's pretty young because their brains are still developing and they're still growing. And I'm not the only one that like agrees with that. A Forbes article on youth football states that children may be particularly vulnerable to brain injuries in collision sports like football because their brains are still growing and they're still growing as like their bodies are still growing. And like I said, from my experience, like all they want to do is just hit each other, and that could just lead to major injuries because they won't remember like proper form and technique. The second thing is the gear. Like most parents, when they sign their kids up for football, they think like, oh, I'm gonna buy them the best gear and that will protect them. Like that's not true. A study by Osborne and Wong, who are like sports scientists, says that it turns out that our research tested different brands of helmets, found virtually no difference in safety of the headgear. And just that's pretty scary because it shows that like no matter what kind of headgear you buy them, or kind of like shoulder pads, it won't protect them fully. And with like a mix of the headgear and the poor technique that kids have, it leads to like the scariest problem of all, scariest injury, CTE. So what is CTE? Stands for chronic traumatic, that's a hard word, encephalopathy. I can never say that. And the definition provided by like Alzheimer's Association says that CTE is a brain disease that is caused by repeated blows to the head, minor or major blows to the head. And people may not experience potential signs of CTE until years or decades after they actually have it. And I feel like it's pretty scary because studies also shown that football at any level can cause CTE. So like if kids play at a younger age, tackle football, they have a higher risk of getting CTE. And doctors still don't know a lot of signs or like a lot of symptoms of CTE or a lot of side effects or a lot of symptoms or side effects of CTE because it's still new. It was discovered in 2002 when a former NFL player committed suicide, and then they opened up his brain and like found out like he had CTE from major blows to the head. But like some of the symptoms they know now are ability to do everyday things, like some people can't get up and walk and go to the bathroom. And a lot of people have memory loss, confusion, aggression, and depression. And depression can also often lead to people committing suicide, which is like how they found out about CTE, because like the football player committed suicide and like the doctors did like stuff on the brain. So with like all these problems, like with the poor technique, the equipment not protecting them as well, and CTE, what could be like a good solution to help kids get less injured but still be able to play football for a long time? So there's really like no way to stop kids from playing football and getting injured unless you like ban football forever. That's kind of stupid. So like my solution would be to implement flag football before high school and to just inform parents more. So many people and organizations think flag football should be the standard before high school, and it should be played before high school because flag football can still teach you technique before you have to start hitting each other and just like wrecking your body. An article on what if flag football becomes the standard way of playing football until high school from the Aspen program, which is like a sports and society program to help the future of kids. states that flag football can include all the crucial elements of football, such as strategy, kicking, the passing, the running, and even the end zone celebrations, but with that one key difference: no hitting, no pummeling, and no using your head as a battering ram. And I think this is a good idea because, like, when I was coaching, that's literally all they would do. Before practice, they just put on their helmets and start trying to hit each other. And like, even if we try to stop them, like even on the side, they'll still do that. So, flag football, they still have possibility to get injured, but it's not as high. And then the second thing is just to inform our parents. Like, parents, when they bring their kids in to get coached, they usually think like, oh, I bought them this gear, they wouldn't get injured, and they'll be surprised their kid like comes home and like says, oh, like my shoulder hurts or like my head hurts, and then they'll come to like the coaches and be like, oh, why is my kid hurt? It's like, oh, it's football. So yeah, and also, but like it's okay now because like more and more parents are getting aware of like CTE, and like more parents who have played football in the past are like being like, oh, I'm not gonna let my kids play football until like high school, or like they're not letting their kids play football at all because like they know the risk that would like come with playing football. So like now that like some of the like solutions I have, and if they get implemented like flag football in the future, I can see like kids having to play that before high school, learning all the techniques, learning all like just the rules, and then in high school they can start learning to tackle, because like studies have also shown that tackling, the form of tackling, it doesn't affect like the quality of tackling is not affected if you're in high school or if you're in the youth. Like I feel like in high school you have a better grasp of it and you can learn it and you can just memorize it better and just perfect it more. So if the flag football solution was implemented in the future, kids would have to play years of football to learn technique and rules and the basics of the game before high school. And then in high school, they'll have the opportunity to learn to tackle without any repercussions. And then they'll have a longer football career, possibly, and then have a lower risk of having CTE. And then like the second solution is to just inform the parents more. And that's just to inform them that like it's really dangerous to play football, like when your kids are still growing and their brains are still developing. And like just inform them with that. So that's about it. In conclusion, I just believe that kids should not play football until high school because of those reasons, because of CTE, because of their poor technique, because of the gear is not that good. And I just like want to tell you guys, like in the future, if you guys have kids or anything, or you guys have a younger sibling, just remember this, because like if they want to play football, just bring them to flag football instead of like tackle football. That's it. Thank you.